Welcome back to the stage, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm super excited to welcome our next presenter to the stage. Thanks so much for joining us. We have Lauren from Victim Services. Next presenter to the stage. Welcome, Lauren. We have Lauren from Victim Services.
Hello, sorry, I think I had two screens going there. My name is Lauren and I am from Cochrane and Area Victim Services. I will be talking to you today about our program and what opportunities we have for volunteers. So I'm just going to get this presentation started. Sorry, I think I had it up from There we go. So as I mentioned, my name is Lauren. I'm the Executive Director with Cochrane and Area Victim Services. So we are a nonprofit organization and we work with victims of crime, tragedy, and trauma to reduce the effects of, we work with victims to provide supports, information, and referrals. We're a volunteer-oriented organization, and we strive to provide services. Our vision is to empower victims and restore hope for a brighter tomorrow. So as I mentioned, we are a nonprofit organization. We're run by about 4 staff and a very dedicated group of volunteer advocates. And with those volunteer advocates, we strive to provide 24-hour crisis response support and referrals to our clients. We are located in the Cochrane RCMP detachment, and we largely work alongside the RCMP, although we do partner with other agencies. Most of our referrals and files do come from the RCMP. We provide court updates, support, preparation, and accompaniment. So if somebody has been a victim of crime and their file is going through the court system, then we are able to follow them through the process and provide them with updates along the way. And if they need to go to court, then we are able to provide them the preparation and accompaniment for that as well. We also recently have been able to begin providing specific outreach services to the Stoney Nakoda Nation, which is a great addition to our program. So who do we serve? We serve the same area as the Cochrane RCMP. So it's about 4,000 square kilometers. And this includes the communities of Cochrane, Stoney Nakoda, MD Bighorn, Rocky View, and Rocky View County within our jurisdiction. Recently, I guess we've also added on Kananaskis to that area as well. And within these communities, there are diverse populations, and we take every step to ensure that we are providing support that is healing and has a reconciliation or at the basis of our practice. How do we help, and how do our volunteers help? Well, we provide support when it's needed the most. And really support in moments of crisis can be critical to and forward momentum of a person that has experienced trauma. And so I think this is it's a unique volunteer experience, and it's a unique program because we get called out alongside RCMP the supports to people that maybe just need an extra hand, or some referrals, or just somebody to sit with them when they're going through something that has been and is very traumatic. And so an overview of 2020, and 2020 was a very unique year with COVID. And so our volunteers weren't necessarily able to go out on calls all year. With that being said, we still assisted our CMP on 40 call outs. We assisted clients on 231 court cases. We provided court support to over 60 files, and we accompanied clients to court 30 times. Now, in a normal year where there wouldn't be so many restrictions, those numbers would be higher, and we would have more face-to-face contact with clients, but it was quite a unique year. So combined with our new files that we opened in 2020 and our ongoing files, we dealt with 1,397 new and ongoing files, and we made over 12,000. In 2020, the new files we opened were about 1,020. So you can see from 2015 to 2020, files have increased quite a bit. And so there is a need for support within our unit for volunteers to get involved and help guide our program. And so right now, and this isn't a Cochrane specific video, but this is a video that Lethbridge Victim Services has created. And it sort of gives an overview of what victim services advocates and volunteers can help with, and what a call might look like if you do get called out.
Life can be simple, comfortable,
Easy.
until it isn't. But you can be there when someone needs you. He was there. She was there. They were there. So why not be there?
So the role that advocates take on is a lot of what we saw in that video. It's about being there for people and holding space and helping walk them through processes that they might not know about. Sometimes we get called out to incidents or events that are very traumatic for people, and so we are there, able to be there with them, to be a space and help them explain decisions, explain processes, and help guide them. And so what our relationship might look like with clients is a bit different depending on the files. But sometimes it's a brief interaction, and sometimes we are with people for a few years, helping walk them through the court process. So that being said, with our volunteer program, we do have some criteria or things that we look for in volunteers. So you need to have excellent communication and listening skills. That's a huge part of what we do. It's a lot of listening and then passing on information appropriately. Volunteers must be 18 years or older and have a valid driver's license, because we do have to drive out to locations. We need that driver's license. They need to complete an RCMP reliability security clearance. And so because volunteers have access to sensitive information, they need to be cleared at the same or similar level to an RCMP officer. They have access to the detachment and that sensitive information. So getting the RCMP security clearance can be a little bit of And while they're doing that, we also get volunteers to complete a victim services e-learning course that is put on by the government. And so while you're waiting for your security clearance, there's training available to help people understand what it is that we do, how the court functions, and what can be expected of them. So we also ask that volunteers take about 3 to 4 shifts a month, and depending on our volunteer pool, this number it might be more like 3 shifts a month, it might be more like 4. Shifts are typically 12 hours. From Monday to Thursday, it's from about 5 o'clock at night till 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning. And then on the weekends, it's usually 2 12-hour shifts. So 5 o'clock at night on Friday till 8 a.m. on 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and until we make it through the weekend. They have to demonstrate a passion for continuous learning and training opportunities and actively participate and engage in ongoing training. Because we are assisting people at very sensitive times, we want to ensure that our volunteers are given the right amount of tools and the proper tools to be able to correctly and be successful. And as such, we do have a lot of training opportunities, and it's an important part of our program. And so I am a constant learner, and so I love learning new things, and I think that is something that our volunteers sort of need to want as well, because the information is changing, and there's always new training out there. It's something that's big for our program. And why would you want to become a victim advocate? Well, there's a few things. You can take care of your community, and by doing that, by volunteering, you're actively making a difference in the community and gaining a fulfillment. So it can be an incredibly fulfilling role to take on. Being able to be with somebody in moments where they really need that support can make a huge difference. And so it is a rewarding volunteer experience. And you take care and inspire each other. So as I mentioned before, we have a very dedicated group of advocates. And so you have the opportunity to join the team and be part of that supportive group that is out there helping their community. And we have some volunteers that have been in the program for a long time, and we have some that are new. So we really try to work together to and support each other and make the program as great as it can be. And as I mentioned before, there's unique and practical training and education that's offered. So we have some base training that we have our advocates take, such as the Solicitor General's training, and that's mandated. But on a yearly basis, we receive ongoing training from experts in criminal justice, mental health, and other fields. And so some of the training that we do offer regularly is advocate safety is a huge one. We also do critical incident debriefings and various other training. We focus on domestic violence and sexual assault. And so it really, our training varies, but we do have some great resources. And so stop the ripples of trauma, contribute to the health of your community, become a volunteer victim services advocate. I really think that this volunteer experience can be a very unique one, and it can be very fulfilling. So if anybody does have any questions about what the role looks like, how you can get involved, please feel free to visit our website or give our office a call. We would love to share a bit more about our program with you.
Thanks so much, Lauren, for your amazing presentation. I learned a lot, which is always great, being that I'm a volunteer in our community here. You answered all of my questions, except I do have one. So with the 12-hour volunteer shifts, are volunteers stationed at the RCMP detachment, or are they at home and called out from there? How does that look?
Yeah, so they are on call at home, or they just, you can still have your freedom, but you need to be ready to respond to the RCMP. And so as long as you have your phone on you, the RCMP all our advocates that are on call, and they can pick up and call our advocates and ask them to come out to the call.
Oh, excellent. That's so great. That's so great. I was really, I'm a visual kind of learner. And so when you showed that video, that was pretty important for me to see the impact that victim services has in our community. It was just so incredible to be able to put that piece together and see, you know, trauma occur and then what happens kind of on the go forward from there. So that was really, really excellent. The training opportunities that you offer too are just incredible and so important to the role, of course, but just, you know, one of the reasons why individuals volunteer is to get the opportunity to learn new skills and to be provided kind of that specialized training. And so to be able to offer our volunteers in our community that opportunity, that is just awesome. So thank you so much for your presentation today. And I really look forward to reaching out to you and continuing to find out more about Cochrane and Area Victim Services, because there was so much that I wasn't aware of, and I definitely want to get more information. So expect a phone call from me for sure.
I'm glad. Yeah, and it really is a very unique volunteer experience. And I think I know for myself, maybe not from the volunteer aspect, but from being an employee, it just being there with somebody can make such a huge difference. And I think sometimes you don't realize how can be for somebody. And so it can be a very rewarding and challenging volunteer experience, but it's really a great way to give back to the community and help out others.
Absolutely. So incredible. So again, for those of you that are watching, if you're looking for a unique opportunity, want to find out more about Cochrane and Area Victim Services, please reach out to the incredible staff over there, and they will be able to answer all your questions. If you're looking for more of their contact information, you can hop over to our expo and check out their booth.
Awesome.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thanks.